What's going on, SpoFi Nation? Welcome back and welcome to the JockChain, where we're talking sports on the blockchain. We are very excited to be back here today. We got a pretty good show in line for you guys. We have a special guest coming on, our first special guest coming on the show in a little bit. But first, we're going to get back to the basics. We're going to cover some things that have happened in NBA Top Shot in the last week or so and dive in there. T. Philly, what's going on, man? How you doing?
I am doing well, Zach. I can't complain. Got the Masters on. It's a nice day today. Took the family out. Had some breakfast on the back deck. A little bacon, little eggs, little toast. Can't complain.
Hey, man, I went with the traditional oatmeal, but, it's all good.
In honor of the Masters, I do have a green shirt on. It's not necessarily the Augusta Rye green, but it's the closest thing I'll probably ever get to a green jacket. So
it's also far from a jacket, so just a little T-shirt.
It's green, at least.
There you go. Let's dive in. NBA Top Shot. The first question, has the hype train gone away? There have been, in the beginning, it's every day a new personality was diving in. Then the NBA players started diving in. Then some, super high profile celebrities were diving in, and Ja Rule's involved here and all this other crazy stuff going on. It hasn't seemed as crazy in the last couple of weeks. What's going on? What's in your mind happened with the hype that was following NBA Top Shot?
So I don't think the hype has gone away. I think maybe the initial FOMO has gone away just because, things have kind of settled back. It's easy for the haters on Top Shot to kind of poke fun at it, seeing the market slide a little bit. But no, I don't think the hype train's gone away. I think we're still, in baseball terms, in the bottom of the first inning.
Nice. I've heard that one quite a bit. I agree with you. I don't think, this was so new to everyone, this entire space, this product, everything was so new that every day felt like a new piece of technology, a new revelation. When in reality, that's not going to be the case with any product at any time. So I think the hype is still there and deservedly so. But perhaps it's just, it's coming back to life the same way the market did a couple of weeks ago or a month ago or whatever it has been now. Signups have been disabled on again, off again throughout pack drops, things like that. What has that been? What's the effect of that been? Do you think it matters that they've turned it off? I think we still had 360,000, pre-order packs go out. What's your take on that?
So, to me, that is one of the biggest reasons why we're seeing a little bit of a slide in the marketplace. And if you think about it, that's one of the biggest things. Like, everything's working against Top Shot right now from being a truly active and fully functioning marketplace. Whenever you can't have that influx of new users, whenever signups are disabled, that's stunning any kind of growth. And obviously with that, the market becomes a little bit stagnant. So there's a lot of factors working against Top Shot as far as continuing to grow. And, we've seen nothing but organic growth to this point. And obviously there's the rumors of their marketing machine being turned on. And I think we're going to start to see that a little bit more as we get closer and closer to the playoffs. Obviously they secured, like we talked about in the last episode, the $350 million in funding. It seems like every other tweet that I see on my timeline is some head honcho from Google or NFL or NBA leaving their job to come work for Dapper. So I think that when that marketing machine gets turned on, we're going to continue to see what we saw the last few months.
Yeah, it has been all organic so far. And they've teased it a couple of times. They're going to start doing more pack openings with players, more giveaways from players that have sort of this digital signature that it was once owned by, Josh Hart or whoever it was. And then it was gifted down the road. We saw the first player narrated moment with Mike Conley. When is the next one going to pop up? There's so many unanswered questions every day, but that's part of the excitement for me. When they turn this marketing thing on, and as the NBA season comes to an end, do you think there's a little intent behind the timing here? Do you think they're trying to ramp up for the playoffs? Is that the idea? Would it be beneficial to the platform if come playoff time, there's marketing campaigns happening, there's ads here, there's commercials here, whatever it may be?
I think so, because if you think about every major sports league, I'd say the NBA does the best job whenever it comes playoff time of marketing their product. So I do think there is going to be that boost once playoffs roll around. I'm not the biggest NBA fan to begin with, but obviously Top Shot has kind of brought me back into that. But apparently this seems to be the time of year where it's kind of again, another baseball equivalent, but like the dog days of summer. It's kind of a lull in the season, and they're going to start to ramp back up, as we approach the playoffs. And, we had a few buddies join Top Shot a little bit later, maybe, mid-February. So they kind of bought near the top. But right now, I will say the prices are near January lows, like what we were seeing before that initial kind of skyrocket. So I feel like if you think you missed the boat, you definitely didn't. And if you felt as if you wanted another opportunity to get in January, now is a pretty close, similar time to that. So
definitely, certainly if we see another spike. I got to take a little bit of a detour here. You've referenced golf already, 2 baseball references here in the first 5 minutes. So let me plug what else we have going on here with SpoFi. If you guys haven't already, go check out episode 1 of A Bloop and a Blast. That is our Major League Baseball show that's going to be covering all topics there, MLB DFS, and taking a deep dive into all of those things. And then we'll also have a golf show coming out pretty soon where Tyler's going to open up the door and let y'all see into his golf model. And some pretty exciting things there. I know we have a pretty active Discord, especially involved in golf and golf betting. So I know that's a highly anticipated show. Moving on, I know we talked a little bit about some exciting things that could be happening. We have had rumblings of a Holo Icon drop, a legendary drop. We didn't have one all of March. Originally, it was supposed to be one per month. And now, as of yesterday, we had some new minted moments that people are assuming is going to be for this Holo Icon drop. So for anyone who wasn't around, Tyler, for the last one, what did that one look like? And what can we kind of expect in terms of price point, moments, things like that from a Holo drop?
Yeah, so I think it was mid-February. I mean, it feels like it was 3 years ago at this point, so I have no clue as far as the timeline. But there was basically 25,000 people that got in line to pay $1,000 for one of these legendary packs, and that's what it looked like. We had 25,000 people in line ready to drop $1,000 on one of these packs. It was crazy to see, and like it'll be crazy to see how many people line up for this one, or how many people are actually able to line up for this one.
Yeah, pretty good tease there. They've mentioned that there's going to be some restrictions on who can actually join the queue in an effort to reward the true collectors. Not exactly sure what that means. If you had to have your first moment on X date, if you have to have 30 moments in your collection right now, if you whatever the case may be. They're trying to make an effort to reward the true collectors. And I think that's smart because even though this pack is $1,000, with so many people having access to withdraw now, that's, it's a pretty safe bet if you get a pack, considering you'll get the legendary, you'll get some MGLEs, you'll get some commons that you're going to be able to make that money back and sell. So what's your thoughts on the restrictions? What could that look like?
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they do. Obviously, we'll touch on it a little bit as far as the gifting restrictions that they rolled out. And they've already kind of done this once with, I forget, a few drops ago. They made it so that, and they announced it ahead of time, that you needed 3 moments in your collection to be eligible for the drop. There's rumors that they've already taken a snapshot before this was even announced of the eligible collectors based on, X criteria that we are not sure what it is yet. I'm assuming that they're going to announce it, but I'd be surprised if they gave people a heads up. I think it's going to be, they took a snapshot in time, say a couple of days ago, of the parameters that they wanted to put in place, and those will be the collectors that are eligible. You won't, have the opportunity to meet the threshold once the actual pack, goes onto the website.
Yeah. So my fiance opened her pre-order pack last night, and I'm going to open mine here on the recording here a little bit later today. She got 3 moments, and the return value, if she sold all 3, was about $12. So we're starting to see these, this value from just random common packs coming back to where it should be. And I expect it to eventually be the expected value of the packs to be even lower than the price to buy the pack. And that in my opinion would make a healthy. Yeah, it has. You're right. It absolutely has to be. This pack is different though, because it's legendary. And I'm not asking you to guess expected EV on this, but is this a 100% you're going for it, even though it's, a $999 pack? Are there any reservations there? What's your game plan?
It's worth your money. I promise you. We've seen the EV of packs drop, a little bit. They're still slightly plus EV, like you said, $12 compared to $9. You're still making money, if you subtract the Dapper fee on the marketplace. But you're not seeing 10xing of every pack, which we saw for the last 2 months. But yeah, this is a can't miss pack. You're going to get one at least Holo Icon, which is to 99 serial count. LeBron's on there. Anthony Edwards is on there. Porzingis is on there. They have the list, I believe, announced. You can find it at one of the sources. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's a can't miss. You will make money on the pack. It's just, obviously not everybody has $1,000 to shell out up front. Yeah. But as you mentioned, with Jaws being a little bit more accessible now, people are a little bit more willing to stomach that, as opposed to putting $1,000 onto a platform and not knowing you're going to be able to get it out.
Yeah, because now you might only have to stomach it for a week as opposed to 2 months or whatever it was taken before. I totally agree with you there. You hit on something, the gifting restrictions that have just come out. What we've seen with gifting restrictions is now, to be eligible to do that, you have to have 20 or more moments in your collection. It has to have been 30 days since you made your first purchase on Top Shot. So you can't just create an account, buy 20 moments and start gifting that day. And the moment that you're gifting has to have been owned for 7 days. Right. So that 7-day timer is nothing new, but the 20 plus moments in the collection and the 30 days since first purchase is new. What's your initial reaction on the gifting requirements?
I don't mind it. I mean, I own more than 20 moments, so I am fine with it. I think it's a good start to rewarding the true collectors in the space, not just people that are in it for the quick flip. But obviously, I mean, the people that are in it for the quick flip are kind of essential to the marketplace as well. So it'll be interesting to see if they continue this move forward, if they tweak it at all. But my initial reaction is that I like it. Now, the one thing that I don't necessarily care for is, you mentioned that you have to own the moment for 7 days. I'm fine with that. But the listing and delisting, let's say you pull a moment in a pack, you list it, and you delist it. That resets your timer. And that's something I don't necessarily agree with. I guess if I thought a little bit deeper onto the other side, I might be able to come up with a reason as to why they did that. But I think, to me, that might be something we see go to the wayside down the line. Just trying to get a little too cute, in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with what they're trying to accomplish. And I also don't have an issue with the 20 plus moments, because I'm still in the camp that thinks if you want 20 plus moments, you're going to be able to get them for $20 eventually when everything settles where it's going to settle. You're just going to have so many moments out there that are common that has 100,000, editions minted of a player who doesn't even play in an NBA game. They're the 11th man on the bench. Those will probably go for $1. And so you'll be able to meet that requirement pretty easily. And then it's just a matter of being a user for 30 days. So I get it.
Right.
And I actually don't mind where they're coming from and what they're trying to do. How does this affect the NBA players though? And do you think it's fair for Dapper essentially to be able to pick and choose who can gift and when they can gift, in terms of if they're having somebody do it for a marketing campaign, if they're giving packs to players and they, maybe their account is new, but they want to be able to gift it. What's your thoughts on that? My initial reaction is, part of the technology of the blockchain and part of the draw is sort of this decentralized ideology where you can take out a governing body or whatever it may be, or somebody who's essentially controlling what you can and can't do in the marketplace. So I see why people might have an issue with that. Does that bother you at all?
No, it is interesting to think about though, because I mean, Dapper kind of controls both sides of it right now. I don't really have any exceptions about it. Obviously, in the pack drops, they have the little disclaimer that a certain amount, I think 10% usually is what they hold back of drops for customer service related issues. But they also say for content creators and NBA players to use as giveaways. So I don't really have any problem with that, and that'll be the same thing. Those people will be whitelisted as for gifting. So I don't have a problem with it. And hopefully one day we'll get the content creator packs. I think that comes with like our 4th or 5th episode. I'm not sure. I'll have to reach out to Roham.
Yeah, I mean, I think once we get 20 plus views on a video, we should be able to get some content creator packs. So I'm with you there. Okay, that's it for the NBA Top Shot news. We'll continue to plug away there, continue to do some challenges, and keep the SpoFi network informed and apprised of what's going on there. But without further ado, we want to bring on a special guest, someone who is involved in the NFT art world. Tyler, tell us a little bit about the guest today.
Yeah, so it's actually somebody that I know personally. I went to probably known him for about 20 years now. I went to grade school with him, went to high school with him. He's a few years younger than me. Actually went to the same college, same major, played basketball together. So it's somebody I grew up with. And, obviously as getting into this space, the NFT space, I noticed that he was also into the NFT space. So I reached out to him, wanted to bring him on. An NFT artist of his own, Quintin Sano.
Quintin, what's going on, man?
What's going on? Let me get this out of this light. There we go. Hello. I appreciate you guys having me on, first and foremost.
Absolutely, man. Thank you for joining. We are gonna before we do a little Q&A here, I really want to show off your art. So for those who are listening on a podcast form right now, if you can go over to the YouTube video and check out, we're about to share on the screen, or just remember to go back and check it out later. So Quintin, tell us a little bit about your art here. There's a basketball court featured in each piece, but if you were to give somebody an elevator pitch and explain what these pieces are that you create, what would you say?
Yeah, happy to share that. Great question. I guess to put it simply, I wanted to explore the NFT space as an artist, and more recently, my passion for basketball, because of Top Shots and I guess the weather changing as well, has begun to grow. So I wanted it to be involved with basketball as well. I kind of worked on various projects for multiple months and came across this style. It's considered voxel. And just ran with it, was really happy with the result, and started making different courts. Wanted them to, speak for their own and be an entire collection in the NFT marketplace over time. So,
Question for you, Quintin, what's the turnaround time on one of these courts?
That's a great question as well. The one that's referenced about Heinz Field took the longest, but some of them only take about 4 to 6 hours, I would say. Generally speaking, yeah. I kind of have a list that I've been building of courts that I want to accomplish, and just been attacking it that way.
Nice.
Yeah.
I've highlighted here my favorite, and this is one that if going back to all my Call of Duty heads out there, just take a good look, and when you get it, you'll get it. But this is beautiful to me, man. I
appreciate that.
I know what your inspiration was behind it, but did you just decide one day, hey, I'm gonna do this court?
So I'm happy to share this one. Especially one of my friends was at my house, and with my friends, I share some of my ideas, kind of feel their energy and see, if they think something would be good. I mean, I usually run with what I think, but when I'm building a list, I like to have some of my other friends and different inspirations around. so we were sitting in my living room coming up with, just various ideas that could be put on this list. And I don't know, it started with, we were watching some movie or a music video. Someone was on a plane, and then I immediately thought of Terminal. And so then that's when it just switched to Rust. And
Okay.
yeah, there it is. I said it for everyone. But yeah. So then I immediately thought of Rust, and like I just freaked out, and I kind of just ran through the house very quickly, all excited, because I knew that I would have fun with that. Going back to like I connect with that especially. So
That's pretty cool.
yeah,
For sure.
definitely. Appreciate you asking about that one. So yeah, now further, I've been able to kind of bring in an AR, like look on the quartz. That's what I've done on my last post.
This one really caught my eye.
So
yeah, I was going to ask you about this. How did you even, what was the idea behind this? How did you discover, hey, these quartz can be used in AR, and what is that?
Yeah.
What doors does that open for you?
Super exciting ones, I'll say that. The program that I use has an AR feature, and I, for the longest time, just didn't understand how to export out of it. And one day just took time to finally learn it and understand it. It was super simple. Should have been able to have it
really
since the first court. And once it was exported the right way, super cold that day though. I was freezing. I had to record
I see
that.
little snow flurries. I see.
Yeah. It was kind of snowing out that day and stuff. But to answer your question in regards to what doors does it open, I'm excited to say that the next coming courts inside of buildings may include, some features. Maybe I can build different types of mazes and puzzles that way. So I'm experimenting with different waters now in that type of scene. Exciting
Nice,
stuff.
man.
Exciting.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes.
So how did you get started in all of this? How did you discover NFTs? Did you buy an NFT first? Did anything catch your mind? And sort of what was the switch that said, hey, I'm going to actually make one and see what that's all about?
Yeah. So I'll have to give credit where it's due. A friend of mine who's actually an artist, his name's No Paradigms. That's what he goes by. He's extremely well known now in the NFT space. And, for the longest, since the end of last year, actually, he was putting his work out as NFTs. And I really didn't understand what he was doing. I actually just thought he was, just selling it as a digital print. Copy. Yeah, that's all I thought it was. And yeah, so over time, I, just kept looking more into it. And I was like, I gotta see what this is about. Excuse me, something in my throat. But something that caught my eye was I found an artist as well on Twitter that's been doing the NFT space for over 10 years now, which that blows my mind as well.
That's
I'm
commitment.
just not. Yeah, it's commitment because I know that the journey is a long one, and the NFT space, especially for artists, now that we're seeing, mainstream names come into the marketplace selling items like Tom Brady's, Zion Williamson, just huge names that people will buy into and trust. As like a solo artist, an independent artist, it makes the road a longer one for sure. But
Definitely.
it's interesting, and a lot of us are patient, so we're just waiting for the right ones to see it, and
just takes one.
Trust in it. Exactly. Yeah.
Yes, indeed. What are your thoughts on a SpoFi court one of these days? We might have to throw that in a house.
Yeah.
Gotta get that added to that list.
We definitely have to do that. Tyler and I were even speaking about our elementary school gym. So I've been working on that, but that's a lot of work as well. Now
I'm
that I
sure,
have
man.
the AR feature, I wanted to like be able to like actually build that school. So
Yeah.
gonna have fun with some of these for sure. Yeah, the SpoFi one we can do. We can
Absolutely.
definitely make that happen.
You know,
Yeah.
these are awesome, and the addition of AR is just going to elevate it to a whole nother level. So as you continue to build these and as you continue to put them out, where can people find you? We have you at Quintin Sano on Instagram, but where is all of your work being featured currently if someone wants to go look and buy one of your pieces?
Great question. You can find like all of the NFT work mainly on like OpenSea. That's the main marketplace that I use. I do also use Rarible, but OpenSea kind of is a huge marketplace,
Yeah.
and I mainly post my stuff on there. Yeah, but my Instagram at Quintin Sano, and my Twitter is just Q_MANE23. You could see some stuff on there as well. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, you
Any-
guys check them out. Tyler, go ahead.
Yeah, one question. Obviously, you're doing
Yeah.
basketball courts. I know we played basketball growing up together. Any other sports? Are you looking to get into the football field business? Are you looking for some baseball diamonds?
Yeah, that's some good thoughts. I haven't thought too much about another sport.
Right.
I definitely have exciting things coming for at least the basketball side of it, and maybe that will open other doors to other sports as well. So yeah, we'll see where it goes.
We'll see where you're at the next time we have you on.
Yeah, exactly. I'll definitely continue to grow, with that type of style as well in the NFT space. So I'm excited. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, Tyler mentioned having you back on, and we absolutely will. This next and last segment of the show here, we're going to open a pack, and depending on what we rip, you might be back on sooner than later if you bring some good luck.
Yeah. Let's get it.
So
Let's see
I'm
what you
gonna
get.
share here. We're gonna rip the pack. Hopefully the audio comes through, and then after that we will wrap up. So again, Quintin, want to thank you for coming on. You guys check him out. His information will be in the description of the YouTube video and the podcasts. Check us out on socials at SpoFi HQ. And we will be back next week with a bloop and a blast with some golf information, with more NFT stuff, and we'll keep it going from there. So let's see. Hopefully this audio works, and we get some good pack luck.
Let's go.
I can hear it.
Let's see what we got.
Joe Ingles, okay.
All right.
Start with a little Church
Boom.
League All-Star Joe Ingles.
That's a good move.
Oh, look at that
Okay,
cereal.
at 185.
Okay. All right.
Oh, and it's a
And that's
12,000 LE.
Does that mean it's his first moment?
Let's see.
Yeah.
It
His
is,
first
yeah.
moment on top.
First moment.
That's a nice cereal.
Pretty sick cereal right there.
Yeah,
I like that.
Let's go.
185.
And we get a bam dunk.
Damn.
All right. I'm
Not
telling
bad.
you, that's
Yeah, not bad.
That's a pretty good pack for the pre-order set there. So again, Quintin, thank you, man. We'll ride off into the sunset here. We appreciate you guys tuning in, and we'll catch you next time.
Yes. Peace.